Hello again. So welcome back. Today we're doing lesson number 8. It's a continuation of mitosis, except now we're going to look at mitosis in the real world. You're going to see what it looks like. Now remember when I said before, diagrams and pictures aren't really great visualizations for what you would see if you were looking at these things in the real world. Well, today is going to prove that. What a microviewer is. So you probably have never heard of a microviewer. A microviewer is this thing. It's like a microscope, but you put your slides through a little slide hole. It has a nice white backdrop to make it nice and clear. And you would put your slides, so you would open your booklet, which you can't have, but I've made digitally for you. You would open your booklet, you'd take out your slides, you'd feed them in, and you would look at each slide. And these are actually, I believe this is a worm cell we're looking at today, yes. Yes, a parasitic worm, an ascaris. So what we are looking for is we're going to look at this worm cell. Now, humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Ascaris have way less than that. And the reason we're using that is because it's much easier to see a few chromosomes as opposed to 23 pairs like in a human cell. So we're going to use a worm. So you look at the worm cell and you're going to see it line up, and it's going to go through interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, cytokinesis, all of that stuff. But you're going to see it in the real world. Cool. So I have made something for you. So there's 3 parts to this, okay? Now I want you to really pay attention to this microviewer idea, because this is something you're going to do 3 times this unit. So in the next few weeks, you're going to be doing a lot of microviewers. So the first thing you need to know is that there's always a microviewer handout that looks like this, right? This thing right here. So this is what we're talking about today, mitosis microviewer. So what does that mean? That means that you have to do all your answers in this, and you're going to send pictures of your microviewer assignment to me from this handout. So you are doing the mitosis one out of 24. It's worth a little more than that because you've got to do a lot of drawing and questions. But you'll see on this sheet, you have to draw, and sometimes when you get further on, there's questions. How many chromosomes from each parent? Here there's a question. What is the star-like structure? So in this handout, you have to always draw what you see, and you have to answer the questions. Now, how do you draw what you see? Well, to get the nice drawings, the first thing you should do is look for a file called, for us, we are doing mitosis, I believe. So let's see. Mitosis microviewer slides. I would have it called on your Google Classroom. You could click on that and you could see slide 1. You can see slide 2. You can see slide 3, which corresponds with slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and you can even see here, it's got the number in the slide. So it'll match up. Okay, that's great. I'm good at drawing, so let's look at slide 1. So what would you draw in slide 1? What would I consider a good drawing? I would consider a good drawing something like this. Maybe you have something like this. You got a dark mass down here, right? I maybe would draw a little bit of shading around the outside. There's a little bit of darkness. I would draw a few things here. Please do these in pencil, please. Right? I would draw something like that. So a little bit of detail, right? I want to make them kind of accurate. This whole area around it is a little bit darker. This area here is a little bit darker too. Then there's slight edging. You might want to shade that in a bit and smudge it around the edges. Something like that, right? And then there's kind of air pockets, it looks like. Now these are probably vacuoles. So I would say that's an acceptable drawing, right? Nothing too crazy. I'm not expecting, right, super art skills. But you've got to make sure that all the main things are there. So that's how you would draw it. Now, what if you get to a question? How many chromosomes are supplied by each parent? Well, how do I know? I got pictures. Well, the thing that comes with this Microviewer and with the slide is the booklet that holds the slide. And you need to go and you actually need to read the booklet. Well, where do I find the booklet? In the classroom, there will be a folder called Mitosis Microviewer Booklet. So there's one called Mitosis Microviewer Slides, which will be the pictures, and there'll be one called Mitosis Microviewer Booklet. And the booklet will be a PDF, a nice diagram of something like this. So you'll actually have to read along, read what's happening, and as you get to every slide, right, the questions that you would find, any question on slide 1 would be in, the answer would be in here. If you go to slide 2, how many chromosomes are supplied by each parent? Go to slide 2 and it'll tell you. Somewhere in here it's going to say how many chromosomes are supplied by each parent. It might be in the answer before, it's right in here, right? Question 3, what is the star-like structure that radiates from each centriole? And you could look here and it would say, right, a star-like structure called, ooh, look at that. Okay, so what you need to do for microviewers, you're going to have 3 different microviewers. This is your first microviewer activity. So you're going to have to draw and answer the questions based on the slides and the booklet that I've given you in the lesson. So at the end of this, for your lesson, you need to hand in, for lesson 8, you need to submit pictures of the entire booklet with all of your answers as well, right? So there's quite a few pages. This might take you a couple days to do, so don't worry about it. But once you finish right here and you get all your questions and drawings done, take a picture and send it to me. Coming up next, we're going to have something called asexual reproduction, which is how things that aren't sexual make copies, right? Things that don't have a male and a female, like bacteria. Bacteria doesn't go and find a female bacteria and a male bacteria and make little baby bacteria. No, bacteria replicates on itself without a partner. That is called asexual reproduction. That's something we're going to look at on the next lesson. Good luck. Submit your pictures. If you have questions, feel free to contact me.